Camille Production, 1971. Terror in the Haunted Cave. Starring Stephen Camille and Thomas Hirschberger with Andy Camille. Written by Stevie Camille, based on a suggestion by Thomas Hirschberger. With Steve Sampson, the fearless monster hunter. Tim Sampson, the brother of Steve. Mark West, friend and helper. Scott Taylor, friend and helper. Anthony Sharp, the werewolf. Nehemiah Persnoff, the madman. Clone, the zombie. Sylvester Blind, Ghost. Otto von Marker, Ghost. Carl Tiki, Monster of Darkness. Count Blackmore, Vampire. Countess Blackmore, Vampire. Earl Blackmore, Vampire. Directed by Thomas Hirschberger. Steve Sampson goes to Harpyville Island, located about 200 miles west of Australia and the Indian Ocean. There had been rumors that the island was inhabited by supernatural creatures. This is the reason why Steve and 3 other young men undertook this trip. As they arrived in the late afternoon, the island seemed deserted. We shall camp here for tonight, and tomorrow we will investigate this island. They camp under a tree about 50 yards from shore. I'll get my camera ready for tomorrow. Next morning, Mark West. Boy, it was sure noisy last night. I wonder what it could be. Tim Sampson. Well, that's why we were here. All through the day, the young men investigated this small island. By the end of the day, the island was checked completely except for a large cave. Scott here. Let's investigate the cave tonight. I'm sure there's something in it. See all those footprints outside the entrance? I don't mind if we search the subterraneous acreage. I'll leave the decision up to you. Mark West. We decided that we should enter the grotto tonight. Very well, then it's settled. We'll need 1 flambeau for each of us. Minutes later. Let's enter, but be very cautious. Soon after, they pass through several passageways. They hear a noise. Hear that? Hush up and be ready to snap a picture if you see someone or something moving about. Suddenly the noise stops. Hey, it stopped! Yes, we may have been heard. Follow me and we shall search for the whereabouts of the jangle. The vampires are in a nearby passageway. Earl Black. I hear something. You are right. As a matter of fact, I believe that they are humans.
Good. I haven't tasted the blood of humans for a long time.
Neither have I.
I can't remember anything of humans. Is their blood any good?
How would I know? I only did it because my ancestors did.
His ancestors died an ordinary vampire death.
There are only a very few ways to kill a vampire.
I have a plan. Let's turn the humans into bats. Then we'll be able to catch the humans by surprise.
Good idea. The time is 1 hour before the rising of the sun. The vampire must sleep through the day. Here is where the jangle originated. Follow me in, but be on your guard. Steve sticks his head in the passageway and sees the 3 bats. He immediately knows they are vampires. We should not enter. Why not? There are only bats in there. Yes, but those are no ordinary bats. They are vampire bats. What? Are you sure? I have no doubt in my mind. What can we do? Well, obviously we're going to destroy the vampires. Can we? Yes, but it is going to take a lot of nerve. The bats fly out of the passageway and go out of sight. Tim Sampson. I doubt if we will see them tonight anymore. Marquess. That's right. They have gone to sleep in their coffins. You see, all vampires must remain dormant in the daytime. That's the only time you can kill a vampire. As a matter of fact, a vampire can be destroyed only a couple of ways. Both ways take a lot of nerve. However, right now I think we should retreat back to our camp to get some sleep. Tomorrow is another day, so it would be better if we depart now. They leave the cave and find their way out easily because they mark the trail. Act 2. After about 8 hours sleep, Steve Sampson gets things ready for the journey back to the cave. Steve Sampson. It's approximately 2 hours before sundown. I suggest we begin on our peregrinations through the subterraneous acreage. Scott Terry. We're ready. Soon they arrive at the foot of the cave and begin to enter when they hear something outside the cave. Mark West. I believe I heard a noise. Tim Sampson. I heard a noise also. It sounds like laughing. Scott Terry. I would say that you are right. They investigate. May I inquire who you are and what you are doing here?
Nemaya Personoff.
Yes? I'm Nemaya Personoff. Don't go in the cave. Why not? You might get killed. He's mad. I'm not as mad as you are. If you enter the cave. He runs off. Scott did. Where do you think he came from? Obviously, he came from somewhere in the cave, since we searched every other part of the island thoroughly. Scott Tidd. Is that why he is mad? Yes, I would surmise that. Now it is just sundown as the young men enter the cave. Keep your wooden stakes handy so we will be able to kill the vampires without hesitation. At this moment, the zombie enters. What can we do? I'll get him with my knife. I hit him right in the heart and he's not even bleeding. A zombie does not bleed. He is already a dead creature. He's coming at us. What should we do? Follow me. They enter another passageway. I don't think this is such a swell place. Two ghosts appear. Sylvester Blythe. Help me! Help me! What's your problem? Otto von Mucker. You must help us. Help us. We cannot rest until our lives are avenged. We can never have peace. Peace. They disappear. Well, it looks like we have a lot of work to do. We will return tomorrow. Suddenly, the monster of darkness appears. Kaltiki. He grabs Tim's arm, but Steve gives the monster a jab with his knife. We better make a hasty retreat, or we'll be permanent residents on this island. It so happens that this is a night of the full moon, when the group leaves the cave barely escaping Kaltiki. They encounter a werewolf. Tim Sampson, this isn't one of our better nights. You can say that again. Here comes a wolf. Mark West. Ah, hell! I thought I was going to get some rest. You better get moving faster, you'll have a permanent rest. That's no ordinary wolf. It's a werewolf. They begin running until they are almost back at camp when the first rays of the sun begin to hit the earth. Scott Tidd picks up his camera and takes some excellent photographs of the werewolf changing back to a man. Tony Sharp. I beg you to kill me, for if you don't, I will certainly kill you. Steve Sampson. It won't be necessary for me to kill you now. You are completely harmless until the next full moon. Tony Sharp. But you must kill me. I don't want to kill any more people, but I can't help it. Steve Sampson. I agree that it is possibly the best thing for me to do, but I will sleep on it. When I awake, my decision will be ready. The boys now sleep again for several hours. Steve awakens after about 6 hours sleep and is extremely tired. Tony Sharp. Well, are you going to kill me? Steve Sampson. No, at least not yet. I believe you may be able to assist us. What do you mean? Tonight we are going to wipe out all the supernatural creatures from this island, and if it is humanly possible. Well, I'll help you if you kill me before you leave this island. What's your plan, Steve Sampson? I have no time to divulge it now. We must prepare for it tonight. It is necessary for all of us to reserve our strength. After several hours, they are ready to leave on the mission.
Mark West. I guess it's about time to leave. It will be dusk in another 2 hours.
Very well. We will begin our journey presently. They arrive 1 hour before dusk. Are you ready to enter?
We're all ready.
The first segment of my plan consists of finding the monster of darkness and destroying him. That is what the spears are for. They find the monster of darkness. Scott Terry. There he is. Mark West.
It's too late. He's got Tony.
Not yet, he hasn't. Drives the spear into the monster's neck. Blood shoots out and the monster drops Tony and runs out of the cage. Are you all right, Tony? Unfortunately, Tony is not all right. He's covered with a coat of red from his blood. Steve Sampson. Cal Tiki must have torn his jugular vein. There's nothing to do now. Our next step is to find the vampire coffin and to destroy them. Finally, after a few hours of searching, they see something. Surely enough, it is the coffin. Steve Sampson. We'll take those outside the cave and burn them. They begin to burn them. We still must be careful. The vampires will still be alive until the sun rises.
Mark West. What's our next step?
Let's go back to camp. What about the other creatures? I have a theory that they won't bother us anymore after tonight. The ghost will be avenged and the zombie will hopefully be rendered unconscious, since it will no longer have anyone to obey after the vampires are dead.
Tim Sampson. Steve, are you all right?
There's no answer, because Steve goes into an emotional collapse. Scott too. We better do something quickly. I see one of the vampires coming. Steve Sampson. Hey, what's happening?
Tim Sampson. Nothing.
But need help.
Mark
He
West.
faints again.
I'll take care of this vampire. You watch Steve.
Okay. Mark West takes one of his wooden spears and watches the vampire approach. Then he drives the spear into his heart.
Count Blackman.
Blood gushes out of his mouth, into his ears, nose, and of course his heart. Sampson and Scott Taird carry Steve back to camp, and a few minutes afterwards, the sun rises. Steve's mission turns out to be successful, and after the following night, the boys depart. Musical director, Andy Camille. This was a 1971 Camille production. The sickening and the sadness and the horror has all changed. And in the end, nothing but truth, beauty, and love prevail. P.S. They decided to leave the madman on the island. The end.